As our third map, we are at least guaranteed to see the two. Already, we'll see how things start to warm up.
Yeah, Newzera just going to be holding the concuss in hand, ready to find any sort of play here. I actually like the idea of Karmine Corp playing a little bit more aggressively around mid. They can use the Fade Prowler, the Haunt to get some information. They haven't actually gone into that just yet. Just waiting for any kind of contact before throwing that. And with Team Liquid slowly moving back into Redgar, they're not actually going to end up investing any of that util.
Rotating the way all the way back off here, yep. Slowly creeping their way up A, straight up the alley like a silent cat, just looking and waiting for that opportunity to say go. Nivera set nice and close as well. Has the ping on the camera, comes straight out for it as well, but that's where you're seeing the value of bringing along that jet. Straight out of dodge, Sayf though down to about 22 HP.
I mean, Scream's knife just stalls out this hit for a good 8 seconds here. Nivera trying to take a little bit of a peek. With just 40 seconds left, gonna be tough to burst out here. 3 players and trips they gotta work through.
Yes, and it's given plenty of time as well for KC to get themselves rotated over here to Liquid. Gotta move with a little bit of pace, but as you say, stalled out because of these smokes. It's looking a little bit ropey, but this is where you might see this massive utility just descend on the battlefield.
I mean, they're just getting kills through smokes now. Team Liquid routed, and they lose the spike, so they have to go back and recover that. That means they must force their way into the A site. No more time to rotate on through from this one.
Cover going out.
Stalled out a little bit too long. Paranoia coming all the way through. But you can just see the crossfires that are sat here ready and waiting. There's a bit of a scrap inside the smoke, but it's Sayf left alone against 4 with 5 seconds on the clock. Pistol comfortably going the way of KC.
Sayf's gotta die. Okay, good. I was about to see that blind in the side of the eyes. That's really rough for attackers to deal with.
Thought that knife may well feed over pretty much everything they needed there, but not quite finding every single player as they didn't quite push through at the pace maybe expected. Sayf once again, dashing his way back towards safety after taking early ground in behind the box, but look at this. 2 members of KC posted it already with those rifles. It's 3 kills across the shin. KC taking it all here in round 2. Hi, Nats.
Poor guy.
What are you expecting going into the the Logitech power rounds coming up in a sec? Dead to soak utility off the other side, weaken down what they've got to offer when it comes round to an execute itself, like we're seeing now, Ender.
Absolutely. Good knife coming out from Team Liquid. Actually stopped any sort of pre-take, any swingers coming out from heaven. That allows the spike to go down relatively unscathed. Now, right now, Karmine Corp, they have to clear out Cat. So often you'll see a late lurk from an attacker here, trying to pinch you back into tree. So they spend a lot of time working on that. But they have plenty of util to try and farm away here on the retake.
Nothing on really going on towards short. Instead, it's just Sayf popping off. Wants to really add some more numbers onto that 130 they collected last week.
Round mid, one of the great things that you have when you play a little bit slower versus so many initiatives now to try and fight on through with this one, but no paranoia, no flashes to go with.
Here we go as well. Good cuss coming out as well. Something really collected onto too many of those. They're still coming in for the plant. Just found the one as he was going in for the plant, but at range, it's Nivera to find the kill onto Redgar. Now a 4v4 in the post plant. Heaven under control of KC, but not for much longer. 2 quick kills, make it 3 for Team Liquid. Once again, it's 1 man left standing on KC, and Team Liquid in firm control.
Was XMS there the whole how did he get down in hell with 3 players on site? That was absolutely nuts. Doesn't end up mattering. Nats gets the kill to close out XMS and Nivera. But now we're working into a real time crunch for TL.
And here we go. Push comes through. Sayf manages to get out of dodge just about. Almost
20 seconds,
going
guys.
Down, and they've got to make the push happen. They've kind of been greeted by this dump utility that was still remaining for KC. Flash is still coming on through. It's looking really ropey for Liquid.
Oh god, they've actually just lost the round. They can't get onto site and plant. All the utility is coming through for Karmine. They're trying to fight their way out, but 6, 5, 4, the clock ticks down. There's no time to plant the spike. They have to find a couple of kills.
No way.
They can't come in quickly enough.
Can't find the last one.
So burst on through. Actually, I'm looking at Shin now, repositioning over towards Tree. Nats has tried to replay for tree control late in these rounds in the post plant, but there's going to be 2 players with a pretty nice swing. They can play that 1-2 and punish him if he goes forward.
Posting up super close here as well. We've had a lot of fun.
He knows.
With the shorty yesterday. He knows they're going for. But change at the last second and loses his life for it. Classic Valorant timing moment. Scream finds 2 though. soulcas 2 to find for himself, but feels plenty doable, assuming they didn't know where he is. But they do! And soulcas wins both at East. Focus coming on A. They have the perfect reading. The smoke came into A. He uses his ult. Man, I wonder where he's going to possibly ult to. Back of B seems like the go-to place, and he's absolutely correct. You saw every member of KC flooding over towards B, but it's a little bit of a bottleneck, and they might be walking into a slaughter.
Oh, this is tough. Yeah, no way to get on through that smoke. A very different looking anti-eco there. From
getting that spike down. We got a 2 versus 3 here in the post plan.
really tough position to be in. Now Shin has ultimate, but would have to cast that from B main or near lane if they want to commit to that, giving up the flank. I think you clear B main and then use that ultimate onto site. Get the blood trails. You know it's going to be all players on site here, so you may as well go ahead and slam that one, but not if you walk into a knife, and now they have to fight without it.
Both of them doing it as well. Yeah, it's got Sayf playing nice and tight here as well. Up nice and close, daring them to step forwards. But at this point, it feels too little, too late as well. The paranoia doing enough words to slow Shin down for even a second. They know this one's done and dusted. Either you commit that ult about 20 seconds prior, or you give up on it entirely. And their answer has been to give up on it entirely.
I genuinely believe soulcas won the entire round with utility right there. And ultimate for the retake. That's why there's 2 players of TL still in B. Also with the chaos of how that round played off. They're going to try to dodge away from all of it.
4 ults invested in the round as out comes the Hunter's Fury as well. They see a couple, no one's going to go down, but they even get tagged up on the way through. It looks like it's not going to go the way of Team Liquid though. Finally, KC battle their way through. But what did it cost them? Absolutely everything.
A win's a win. I don't care how.
But at this point, they know loosely what's coming. They got the right idea. Didn't quite have gun in hand at the time.
Rolling
But
Thunder.
here comes that Rolling Thunder. It just envelops the entire site. Every single member of Liquid scatters out to the high winds. And for now, at least he's looking for a way back into things.
Huge stall though, Sayf. Does use knives. I think you got to entry with those. Sees Newzera in backside, screaming a fantastic position, but the flood comes in. They're pinched and they fall. 2 players now on the flank from Karmine Corp though. Still soulcas playing back towards spawn. They might not even need him. Jamppi's there for 3 on the round and takes it going into the second half. It's not a good time. Some off angles now. Oh, I love how Sayf is trying to play outside of the smoke in mid, but a great prowler forces him back.
And here he is as well. A little bit messy there between Redgar and Nivera, but it's Redgar coming out on top, finds one back onto the other side. Sayf expecting a while to his right, but simply not the right place to be. It really has become a battleground here in mid, but yet no one really looking too dominant just yet. 3v3.
I mean, the A site should belong to Karmine Corp. They just have to get the spike out of here. Sayf's continuing to peek out through the smoke in mid, and now the walk up from Shin is absolutely massive. You can see Nats is maybe worried about that lurk, but Sayf not quite so much. A huge kill to go down. And now Nats, unless he can find something, this round is over.
Bailed off on the plant as well. But it's all going to come to some work here as well. For one coming up as well from main, unless Nats can win it out here in a 1v2, and he gets 2 as well. Down goes the spike. Can he make it a 3 to clutch out the pistol? Of course he can.
Position on switch. The second they see some people, he can hurl this paranoia when he hears the footsteps coming in, and then Nats and him can both swing off it. It's brutal. Or they just stall with it. A little disappointing.
They've kind of got themselves held up here, KC, at least a smidge, but they've still got that numbers advantage they're looking for. A slight miss as well. Will he find more than one? No, he will not. Gets one immediately responded to by the other side. And now it's all down to soulcas on back of site as well with some help from above. Here's Angel on top. Nats bringing one down too. The last couple to march through here. Looks like they've managed to turn it around as well. These 2 against 4. Done all they need to.
Jamppi with shock darts coming on in clutch. Knows exactly where the player's trying to plant that one, and coming on down. The Odin bullets. What Redgar's playing.
This has been like that earlier round from Liquid back in the first half, where things, the clock especially.
He's throwing the smoke kind of deep on site to give him a better angle on this too. So he can focus more on tree, but is only getting 1 before traded out.
Feels like they're walking into a bit of a utility dump, but they're not too careful though here, KC. 15 seconds to go. They've got to make this move happen now.
And there's going to be a late pinch. Watch Sayf coming in right behind on tree. Sees the first. XMS absolutely clueless. Turning around. There's no time. KC got a save.
Yeah. That's the problem again. Smallest thing goes wrong in them last 15 seconds, and yeah, that's it. Done and dusted. Liquid
would not shut off his utility. That's really smart Cypher play. It's something you need to be tracking. Holding down tab, making sure you're prepared for the ults the other team has.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah, also,
not like this.
You want to press tab to see if Sayf's on the other team, because then you just dodge.
That's just FF at that point. Yeah. This game over, done and dusted. Even the ult comes online in case he feels that he really needs it to rub salt in the wounds. Newzera finds Nats at the very least to give his team a small breath of hope, but Sayf stands firm. 3 kills for himself. Nivera, the only one left standing. This feels like a Liquid map through and through.
Don't worry, guys, I got this. Nope, I don't got this. Jamppi got it.
I mean, Newzera's got to make the commit here at some point.
But the bird gives them the information, so it's a great timing for KC to pop on that. Just a 1-for-1. There's 2 players already rotated for TL.
Straight away they go. This is it, the immediate flooding towards A. Sure, 2 have rotated over to make it a 4 versus 3 on site. It's Nats finding one for himself. soulcas into a second before Newzera finds the trade, but it's an easy closeout in round 1 for TL.
Karmine Corp, paranoia in the sky flashes to set you up. So can't imagine that this is anything more than a little bit of a throwaway. Talk about the breach. How good is it for re-clearing the space here? Although I don't think any of the util connected. This is giving KC big issues now.
Through the flash as well.
They lost Spike. They have control of B site, but not B main and not the Spike.
Yeah, Spike was still coming in through spawn. They had 3 coming in through heaven, and really that was the gameplay. That was the plan, to pull it all together. And at this point, it looked to be such a good round for KC, but Jamppi stamps all over them with a floor.
Yeah, Team Liquid showing a lot of restraint, I think, not giving any opening fights to Karmine Corp.
But they know.
Yeah, I mean, it will be a bit of a pinch. These players on site are vulnerable. Opportunities to trade these out very effectively.
Nice. I was going to say, Nats saw all of them flee and leave ropes as well, so they know that this has come in.
Jamppi has the Seekers now. He can use to try and clear away these close angles. With only 4 players alive, that's super reliable information.
You know, a little bit of ability being used, but it's Sayf who dashes it off towards the one side. He has just had Scream's number all game long. 1 left standing. Sayf finds one for himself and cannot get the next. Newzera can't win the 1v1. Sayf finds the 4K and the defuse. Team Liquid up 4-0, and suddenly that 13-3 prediction, it's feeling...
Cooks you around. That's what happened a few times ago in round 3, is they lost Spike because there were only 2 players guarding it.
30 seconds left.
Trying to jump scout out here as well to see exactly what's going on, and he's got the right idea. He reads that they're all here as well, and soulcas going to take on 4 by himself, will walk away with 1, snagging it out and getting away. Jamppi into a second. It's falling apart here for KC. They've been so slow that it's just let this 3 to 4-way crossfire get set up, and Liquid are deleting them.
I think the biggest takeaway Karmine Corp are going to have after this series is...
Oh, they know.
No, just the ultimates they're sitting on. Newzera playing isolated from the team. I think he sent a flash over to B main to try and, you know, convince that there was some kind of fake going. No wall yet from soulcas, interestingly enough. I think he maybe throws this slow orb off the contact. Jamppi, I don't think has played here previously. Has the swing, not even throwing util, just confident to take the fight.
They've been very good at this so far. You saw it in the previous round out of soulcas. Find the kill, back away, dart away, because you know then KC are going to slow back down. They'll get back out on the utility. Everything
oh my god!
done,
Sorry,
go on.
Sayf pushing there to break the tripwire, caught made the dog go free to have time to catch just a corner of Nivera playing outside of B main. If he hadn't broken that trip, the dog would not have been able to make it all the way there. So a really small thing, and I don't think it matters in the context of the round, but that was a difference of half a second there, if that.
Well, here's a small difference in the play coming out from KC, though the clock once again is working against them. They've all stacked up here on their push through A main. Rather than trying to split across both coming into heaven and through A main, they're all trying to force their way in together. They've got to watch out on the flank behind them, though, as Nats is lurking around looking to do some damage. They've managed to get on side of sight, but they weren't aware of Redgar, who just completely domes them. And even when it feels like they're getting the right plan together, Liquid shut it down. This kind of crossfire half set up on towards him.
God.
He's going to have to abandon it, and he's got a backstab coming in. There's no one watching.
No.
Jamppi's going to slaughter them both.
Oh no. I hate it. I hate it.
After losing so many pistol rounds and this being a full buy round for them, this was the time for it to start working. We're down to 40 seconds. They haven't got the spike. They have no idea if anyone from Liquid is sat on it. This is going from bad to worse for KC on their own map pick.
So that is a hard read from Jamppi, by the way, after the couple of times now that they pushed into B main, because they know Newzera's been playing over towards B, throwing this like fake flash around 40 to 50 seconds, while the rest of the team has been working up mid. So he just walks past it, contacts through, doesn't expect anyone holding the angle. Also had Sayf that was able to peek and see Breach solo over there previously, so knows exactly what the deal is.
I'm curious for your take on this. Shin has just burnt his ult as well. Gone through it at a time when we've been saying you've got to start using those ults. But is using it in a 3 versus 5 when you have not got Spike and there is 0 chance you recover.
That's been an option. Still haven't tagged into it.
Oh, Nats. Super close and sees one, but no, he's swinging for the man on the near side. Could have gone for either. Instead, it's going to end up in a trade with Scream collecting that kill. He's now got his ult online as well.
Great timing. Redgar not even worried if there was going to be another player in A main. Had only seen the 2 off the early swing out of Nats, so takes the mini gamble there, and it pays off hugely.
There is just no net positive event in this game, it feels, for KC. Every time it looks like they've got something going for them, there is someone there for a trade. They're being punished elsewhere on the map. Liquid just suffocating them.
When you play this controlled, slow, however you want to call it, style on
30
split.
seconds left.
When you start losing rounds, when the executes come in, all you can rely on is like, okay, do we have like players that can get good lurk timings, right? We saw it through Heaven. This is the second time even in this round. And the fact is, there's just the Cypher util that's been put up in mid, but it's been effective enough that Karmine Corp haven't really had lurk opportunities. Team Liquid are playing very deep and not giving chances over for solo players to win fights. They're only playing offense.
We're trying to make this work again on the A hit. It's just not going to work because you're running straight into the op. Time and time again, they've just been absolutely butchered. Out comes the ult from Shin once more. Finding nothing for it. I say that as he finds one. Sayf finds his second. Gonna find a third. No, Jamppi steals it away. He's like, hang on a minute. This is my map to shine. 20 kills he now currently sits at. Make it 21. He's blitzing his way back into this.
I think there's a certain point with a lot of things in life where you just sort of like, you have to wash your hands of it, just accept it for what it is, watch it all play out. This is just going to be the absolute meat grinder, another full A hit, and they can't get through. It's just the Sheriffs.
They've been stuck on pistols, yeah.
Karmine Corp didn't even make it to the Cypher trips. It's a full A exec.
That's how painful it's been at the very least.
The knife, it's the knife. Now the reposition of screens, one on site. There's no way Karmine are getting in here. The concuss doesn't even hit all of screens.
And they're still ready. A 1-for-1 to get things off at the very least, but they're safe. It gets a collat as well, I think, onto Shin. And XMS at the same time makes it a third. What can we even say? Do we need a halftime at this point? I'm not so convinced.
Hold.
No. No.
Nope.
No.
Costa hits all of main. If they commit onto the ground here, TL lose. If they split into Heaven, they can win.
But there's three. Three of them are on B. They're nowhere near the action.
Wait, he jumped
that
over the
first
trip.
half, we saw a bit of a read. It was great. Sure, there's one coming in, but they're forcing their way up towards Heaven here as well, looking to cut off the rotates from B.
There's a world where they try to split back into B, and I think that's what Karmine Corp are reading. You see 3 players now actually pushing back forward into Heaven. Spike hasn't committed just yet, and actually the combined utility slightly delayed. Or just dodged from. Redgar hadn't fully committed in there.
But they baited a bunch in towards B as well, so with all that now going down, they've hard forced back over towards A. But they've got to go deep, they've got to find these 2 players. They found one, they found 2. Nivera's going pretty big here, but can't get the next. Into this one left on site. soulcas to give us a 13-0. It's not going to be the case. Around that's going to change the outcome too much.
I'm literally watching Nivera put the headphones back in his head right now. What is going on? He's in spawn. He didn't buy. He forgot to buy with 3,500 credits because he took his headphones off.
There's a lot of belief in the team here, I think, to get this one over the line.
I'm about to have my sideshow splattered egg moment.
Entertaining, if nothing else. 4 and 4. Redgar with at least a gun in hand. Have you recovered? Are you okay?
Slightly. If Karmine Corp win, then I can recover. And then it's just Giga Chad 5-head, didn't need to buy. Now we're rich for the next round, but something tells me it's not going to be that. Nivera still doesn't have a gun, man.
Oh, no.
He still doesn't have a gun.
That's got one side.
Freaking Phantom.
Newzera to clutch. No, into the water.
It is just XMS backside.
They've got to go so hard on some here though and get control of site fast, because that rotation last round was pretty quick when it all started running over. And here we go. Surely with that flash coming in, they know exactly what's coming in at this point. But 2 have managed to get past XMS. Do they even know he's at the back here? Surely they do. They've put him out with the dog as well. And Cuss comes through, everything raining down on him. And now they're all stacked up 3 towards the single spot.
Concussed XMS on site. He just killed his teammate with the fault line.
I didn't even clock it. Carry on, Endo, all yours.
I don't think I will.
It's been a game, is the best way I can describe it. But with 1 left standing and a total finish out. A 13-2, Trevor called it.